Hello, gentle viewers. This is Guardian, welcoming you to Out of the Park Baseball 25 with the Charlotte Silver Wolves. We're defending our World Series championship from last year, which we can clearly see right here, with an updated team. As far as starters go, other than Jeff Schumo playing first base, this is basically last year's roster. There are some differences as far as who plays where in the lineup, but a full year of Darren Heil, Juan Gaviret, and Wright. Everyone else here was here last season. The only real change in the lineup is Jeff Schumo getting first base from day one. Uh, I don't know what to expect from him. I truly don't. He could end up being a fantastic hitter, or he could be utter garbage. And it's all going to come down to if he can put the bat on the ball reliably. He does have a nice amount of speed, so it's definitely possible you could see him getting like 30-20 under the right circumstances, but that's what we're looking at there. Rotation, the big change is, of course, Casey Choate being healthy. For now, how long he's going to be healthy remains anybody's guess. But he is our opening day starter because Billy Pickering missed the entire year with Tommy John surgery. Relief-wise, Daniel Rokas getting a chance to be our everyday closer. After a pretty snippy trade with Tampa. He did pitch well for us last season. Not a chance to see him build on that. Old friends like Mendoza, Vandergreen, Sullivan, Ivanich, Boardman, and Savage are all here. The other big change from last season is the addition of a couple new depth guys. Marquise Cushingberry is going to be our our primary backup catcher. That's a change. Rody Bomers is back as the only guy trusted to play shortstop if something happens to Couples. And then there's also a new outfielder, which is Andy Gillens. Currently, Andy Gillens is only playing if we need a DH. But I think over the course of the season, he's going to get more playing time, and hopefully he can provide a nice little spark of offense. But so the bench is shuffled around a little bit. Zach Bougere is opening day going to be on the bench. He's done very well in limited time. I think Bougere could probably be a reasonably good infielder if we needed one for a short time. He's just not as good as Heil, or especially he's not as good as Couples, or especially Heil. In other words, so yeah, friends, let's baseball. I hope as you're watching this, you've finished your preparations for holiday plans. You've either maybe you're on the road at a hotel or something, enjoying time with your family members for the holiday season coming up. We're staying local as we usually do. Nothing too crazy. Just me and my wife and the guinea pigs. Yeah. A personal message. Oh, this makes it sound like it's so exciting, but in fact, it's fairly minimal. Cho losing velocity. Look, this is part of the problem with signing someone to a longer term contract. Sometimes it bites you in the ass. I don't think it's fair to say the choke contract is already nibbling on my buttocks. Possibly to an extreme degree, depending on how he does this season, but it is what it is. Minor decreases there. Some nice relief action. Adding velocity, getting better at pitching, all good. Kevin Mercer got worse. I love Ramiro Caballero randomly picking up a screwball. Like, that's something that people just do randomly these days, but I'm here for it. Nothing too crazy. It's nice to see incremental improvement. But for right now, no big deal. Sergio Creo did shut out the Minnesota Twins, which is always good to see. Not gonna look at stats too early in the season. Let's zip through May and see where we're at then. I will note, however, that Jeff Schumo is leading the league in home runs right now. which is wild. Truly, truly wild. Aw, now he's only second. Womp womp. He is chasing Mike Merriweather, though. They're duking it out. Who can be the one true home run king? Darren Heil casually hitting above 400. Of course it is. That's fine. I didn't want him anyway. Yes, Triple A is over here. Um, None of my current relievers are really well suited to slide into the rotation. So it's gonna be somebody it's gonna be somebody getting promoted. I think it's gonna be Latrell Valiant. Fournier can't start. Cheney could start. I don't know that he's any good at it, but he could start. Let me start with Latrell here, though. Let's try it. What's the worst that could happen, right? And then I think starting pitching depth is something we're actually starting to struggle a little bit with. I think we spent so much time and energy investing in high quality offensive performers that we're badly behind in even interesting pitching prospects. So I think taking a player or two, turning them into one would be pretty beneficial. Let's check it out, yo. Let me finish the month, and then I will do some trade considerations here. Aw, Jeff Shimo fell off the home run list. Man, Mike Merriweather's off to an incredible start this season. He's pretty terrifying. Is he as good as Darren Heil? No, but a few people are. Alright. Any news here? Not really. Mike Woods has gotten quite a bit better as a catcher, at least. Lancelot Hansmeyer is getting better. You love to see that. There's some decent down ballot pitchers that are. I keep saying down ballot, doesn't make any fucking sense. There's some decent pitchers improving down in the minor leagues, like in the low minors. That's the word I was looking for. But nobody that's remotely ready for the majors, and I think that's something we're gonna have to address here. Okay. Hmm. I don't think Eric Craig is necessarily a shortstop. I think he's a third baseman, but either way, he's extremely far off of the chain. All right. I would like to start by looking at free agents. Are there any free agent starting pitchers of note? I mean, here's the wild thing here. Muriel LaPlante is probably one of the better starting options I could come up with. That's one way to address our depth. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to come over here to potential of 50. Starting pitchers only. All leagues. Search. And I'm looking for a team that's relatively deep because they're going to be a lot more likely to consider giving over. Oh, apparently we just made Phil Sullivan into a starting pitcher. Okay. It is going to be harder than hell to make any of these trades, I think. Um, Let me just try a guy like Ben Nelson out. Okay, he could be had for a really high quality prospect. Um, what about Grigo and Caballero? I don't think it would be a mistake. As much as I like Caballero and I think he's got some upside to him, I think this is the right decision. If we can make it work. Yeah, I'm not prepared to give you a lot more than that. Chris Fournier. No, you're wanting really great players. I just don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth it. I'm also not giving up Alfredo Caballero for anything. Not until I'm certain I don't have a need for him. In fact, let me go ahead and add Caballero to the 40 man right now so I don't forget about him. Hmm. No, I definitely want to keep Dan Sutton also, both because he can pitch and because he can hit. Okay. I'm gonna try trading. I like Sergio Caballero a lot, but I think if I could turn him into an effective starting pitching prospect, I think that's far more useful to me. Starting pitchers. Let's go. I just saw 49. No, I didn't. I'm lying to you. 46, 47, 47, 46. Okay, 47 seems like the best we're going to do here. We're not going to be able to top 47, it would seem. So let's look at those two 47s and see if we think they're worthwhile or not. It's a shame they don't pitch for the same team because I would love to take both of them. But okay, Jesus Ochoa. Great stamina, good fastball and changeup. Stuff is kind of mid. Control's decent. Doesn't allow a lot of home runs, but will give up hits. I could live with that. I think he's got a pretty good deal there. Bob Tarantino throws more pitches, doesn't throw as hard, is also super stupid. I think Ochoa is the way to go. Here you are. Plus, he likes reading. Who among us doesn't enjoy a quality book? I ask you. I get it that my dude here is like, oh my god, Pants, he's an amazing pitcher. Keep him forever. That's not reasonable to me. I need depth. Depth is required. You know what? Fuck you, Vargas. Here's the thing. We're overrating him because he doesn't strike out. And I know that that's super valuable, and he's had a really great minor league career. No, you're right. I can't give up Caballero. Not for something it's that uncertain. I will give up Zavala. That I think is more reasonable. Done. Okay. I've now got a little bit more depth at starting rotation if I need it. And then maybe if we still find ourselves shorthanded come the trade deadline, we can go after a veteran. But for now, I don't want to sacrifice any current stars to upgrade a rotation that may not need it. Especially we can just casually make what's his face amazing. Okay, I'm gonna go out on a limb here. Jeff Shumo is a good hitter this season. My God, man, this is like this is like the most we could expect out of him ever. And if he slips even slightly, I think his opinion, like my opinion, will change quite drastically. But I mean, the fucker is hitting 277 with 15 home runs. Like a third of his hits are going yard. That's awesome. I'd like to see even more of that. I'm saying you have to break the single season home run record, but I'm saying that if you did, I would be very happy. Ariola, shut the fuck up. That's my response to you. Darren Heil is already a megastar. You just suck. You're a useful player, and I like you, but if you're gonna give me a bunch of bullshit, then yeah. Okay, we need a new outfielder. Not unpredicted. Zapata is getting on in years, so it's not a shock to me that he is injured. Grigo's the obvious choice to be promoted, so I think we'll just not overthink it and just promote Grigo. How good is Mossbacker? Oh, excuse me. Dear Lord. I've had some nasty, nasty burps today. Just very unpleasant. Mm. We got some good stuff going on here. I'm pretty pleased. How's Cushingberry doing? Cushingberry is doing fine. Um, there's a lot of attraction to using Dan Sutton instead because he can also pitch, but Dan Sutton also can't hit. Um, and I like having an extra offensive piece off the bench. So, Luis Jacobo, why do I care about this? Oh, Ken McGee used to play for me. I took him in the Rule 5 draft, and then I did for Dave Ormerod, who's a free agent now. Hmm. Is Zapata close to any fancy numbers right now? Like any of the big numbers? I honestly don't think he'll get to 500 homers. He seems to have changed his portfolio to just drawing lots of walks and hitting occasionally for power, and I'm fine with that. Like if that's the new Sergio Zapata, he's overpaid, but he's still really good. Like that is something of great value to this team, is someone that can get on base at a high clip. Okay. Hell yeah. With teammate person link number 2. Good job, Ariola. I love it. Now play better, jerk. Okay. That's how we'll get you to play better. I'm just gonna shout at you with like a megaphone, like, play better, jerk. Play better, jerk. etc. I'm feeling reasonably chuffed about us as a team. Reasonably chuffed. On a scale from 1 to 10 chuffs, I'm a solid 7 right now with how we're performing. Okay. Fine. I don't think there's a world, by the way, in which we don't keep, in which we don't, yeah, keep Zapata. As long as Couple's out for. He's gonna be day to day for 3 weeks. I'm gonna go ahead and put him on the IL. I think it's more valuable to let someone else get some experience than take any chances. Interesting. Oh, you promoted Mossbacher. Yeah. I'm gonna promote you. You're already on the 40 man, and I'll just let the manager decide who plays. But it's a good chance for you to get a little bit of experience, and it protects couples from a longer term injury. So I think that's the right decision. How are we doing this season? What are the vibes? The vibes are quite high. Um yeah. Second best lineup in the league. I don't agree with Ariola heading as high in the order as he is. Like, I get it that he steals bases and draws walks, but there's more to being a leadoff guy than that. But we're getting fantastic performances up and down the lineup. Like, Mike Bennett is the worst regular hitter and is still quite close to being major league average. I think it's amazing. I think it's truly special that he's performing as well as he is. Pitching staff is doing fine. Defensively, we're great. Starters wise, Creel's having an okay season, but what's changed? He's giving up more homers and more walks, which is not ideal. It's not the end of the world. He's got lots of time to keep building on his numbers, and he's still a reliable force at the top of the rotation. I would dearly look for Ernie Jarvis to win a single Cy Young award. Just one. That's all I'm asking for. Just a single one. Carmona's been a real revelation. Um, he's going to be expensive as fuck, but we'll worry about that bridge later on. Latrell here has had 5 starts and has been acceptable. The walks are problematic, but it looks like we've been bailing him out. So for right now, I'm not going to worry about it. Penn looks great. Roca was inspired. He's a truly excellent closer. Don't love the homers. Bad habit for closers to get into, but everything else about him is high quality. So if they can't hit it, they can't hit a home run. That's just science. Yeah, I'm not gonna mess with anything here. We'll just keep going. I guess the question is, do we need Zapata? Like, as a hitter, is there anything that he offers that we don't otherwise have? And I don't know the answer to that. How is Mossbacher performing? He's performing quite well. And Bouger is struggling. But Bouger is also a really good defender, which Mossbacher is not. I think it's okay to keep Bouger up and send down Mossbacher, I think. Plus, he's had so limited experience in the high minors. I think letting him play every day in the minors is more valuable than having him back up in the majors. So there we go. Mitch Couples is back, who's also having a pretty darn good season. Not a fantastic season, but definitely quite a good one. Personal message. Oh, you wanted me to get an extension for Gavaret. I completely missed that. I will talk to him in a moment. Let's keep all the minor league coaches and also keep Vargas. I think Vargas has done enough to earn himself an extension. You may continue learning under my tree. And I'm just gonna offer. I'm just gonna start handing out extensions to minor league coaches. I don't even care, bro. And then we will talk to Gavaret. I'm certainly not gonna guarantee that we're gonna lock him up. But I do think he is worthy of consideration to be locked up for sure. At some point, Scott Austin will retire. He's already 67, and when he does, I want to be in a position to get a really good manager. Unfortunately, the best manager we could have was Carlos Vidal, who has since abandoned us for. Well, he wasn't abandoned us, we just didn't keep him. Where is he coaching these days? I'd like to know more. Oh, damn, he just retired? Bro, I had so much hope for you at one point. Damn, that's really depressing to me. All because my fucking manager got jealous of him. You're like, her. Like, come on, bruh. Alright, that's the coaching stuff dealt with. Now we need to talk to Gavaret and see what his demands are. Here's the thing. I have no problem with Gavaret. What I have a problem with is I don't know that he's going to be a top tier contributor. He's been really solid. Really solid. And a guy that can hit 20 home runs and get on base at a good clip is always going to be valuable, and he's a good defender. I'm not saying he's a bad player. I'm saying as far as like a big money contract, I don't think it's something I believe in for him. This is outrageous. I'm just going to throw it out there. This is an outrageous amount of money for somebody who hasn't done anything yet. How about a 5-year deal with 2-team options? We're down to an 8-year deal. This is so much money. I'll be completely honest with you. I'd almost rather trade Gabarret than under this big an extension. But he is extremely popular. And this does give me flexibility. I'll do it. I don't think $20 million is unreasonable for him. I just don't know that he's going to be the kind of player that the owner thinks he is, but sure. Oh, Chris Thomason's retiring. You know what, bro? You turned out to be a really helpful player for us. We had some damn fine years together. And then your career just kind of died from there. But you know what, brother? I'm here for it. I'm not convinced that I'm doing it because the owner wants me to do it, but I still don't think that Gavarek getting a big deal is a smart play. But I'm not going to argue right now because I don't think it's a bad play either. So there we go. Plus, the fans apparently love this guy, so that's fine with me. This is going to be fascinating. I don't know whether Jarvis is going to opt out of is going to exercise his player option or not. And if he does, I don't know what we do. Um, for a guy that's ranked as fragile, he's actually been really durable. And he's like he is the original Silver Wolf pitcher, so oh my god, game, really? Darren Heil casually having an amazing season and we just injure him. What if we didn't do that though? What if we didn't injure him? How would that be? Game, I ask you, I beg of you. Why are we starting Shumo in left over Gillens? Isn't Gillens a better left fielder? Oh damn, no, he's not. Gillens is a thoroughly mediocre left fielder, so good job, Scott Austin. Good job. A cycle for Pratt. Is the season? No, his season isn't out, done completely. That's 4 months. I mean, he's out for the regular season, but he should be back for the postseason, right? No, he won't be. Interesting. Hmm. Interesting. Interesting. I wonder who this Juan Soto who plays for Houston is. I know it's not that Juan Soto. He's retired probably a long time ago, I bet. Hmm. Hey, if Billy Pickard is going to shit the bed intentionally so that I don't have to pay him, I'm fine with that. That's being a team player. For sure. Okay. Alright, we good. I'm not saying he's the full-time replacement. Fucking David Gale. This just makes me weep that I lost him for no reason. Anyways, yes, Gillens is playing at a very high level, which is fantastic. Yeah, I'm really excited to see him continue to perform at a high level. So what's the deal here? We're playing Bouger at second and Couples at short. I don't know that I want Bouger playing more than he already is, but he is by far a better second baseman. So I don't mind that as much. Pitching looks good. There's just not a lot to do at this point in the season. Maybe as we get closer to the trading deadline, I'll feel differently. But for right now, I'm perfectly content with what we're rocking here. Okay, we can get Casey Choate back. Who's the most expendable pitcher? It's obviously Valon. So let's go ahead and demote him and call up Choate. Great timing, amigo. Great timing. Before his arm just implodes again, which is always a possibility. All right, who made the All Star team? So Carmona and Jarvis both make it, and nobody else. Oh, Steve Pratt makes it. I mean, this is a great year for second baseman, so I guess I can't be too upset that Darren Heil didn't make it. Yeah, I guess I'm fine. I guess 3 All-Stars is pretty decent. Just maybe not what I expected. Hmm. Fucking Nelson Escalante. Man, whatever, bro. Any names here I recognize? I don't see any. Prospects. Tommy Einberger made it. Alfredo Caballero made it. Okay. Is Caballero anywhere near Major League ready, by the way? No, he's not. He's not even in the right zip code yet. Um, Maybe soon, but not yet. Not yet. Okay. Let's just go right on down to the draft. And we have to invest in pitching. I think we spent way too much time the past few seasons trying to get the best possible hitters. And I think we are struggling as a result. Okay, Grigo is badly struggling in his own right. Let's go ahead and call up Zapata and see where that gets us. Yeah. So what it should be is it should be Shumo playing right, I guess, or something. No, you're gonna bench Gillens again, I think. Mm, mm, mm. Not my problem. Um, right. I want to look at statistics. I want to see if that is that Juan Soto. I'm almost positive that it isn't, but maybe it is. No, this is a Juan Soto, not the Juan Soto. Okay. I feel better then. Let's go to the first year draft. Yeah, we've got to restock our pitching cabinet. Cupboard? That's what I'm going to say, but then I said cabinet. Here you go. All right. Jesus Venegas, by the way, is a genuinely excellent player, but I need to restock pitching. And if I don't take a starting pitcher now, I'm going to be shut out of the really good ones. Let's start with Jimmy Osborne. Osborne has good velocity, nice stuff, keeps the ball relatively low, excellent control, and three top tier pitches with a high degree of stamina. There's a lot to like about him. He works hard, he's a leader. I like that a lot. But Mike Summerfield might be the better pitcher. He's outstanding keeping the ball down with top tier movement, three good pitches, good stamina. The only big difference between them is the fact that Osborne throws harder and has more stamina. Osborne's also huge, so he might start throwing even harder. I don't see we could really go wrong with either one of them, but I'm gonna take Osborne. And I'm gonna beat his demand, and we'll see if that ends up biting me in the butt. Mm. For a split second, I was like, what if I got both? But then I didn't get both, so I want to take a starting pitcher of my second round pick too. So let's narrow it down here. Um Chris Lee's got really good pitches, excellent stamina, decent control and stuff. I am concerned about his lack of movement. He will get hit, but I think that's okay. I think a guy like Chris Lee is going to do well in our system. Yeah, better than Leighton Belosky, who also happens to be very financially ambitious. Let's go and draft Chris Lee. Plus, what if it's Christopher Lee? Like reincarnated. Wouldn't that be something? I think it would be something. And then we're going to take Devin Butler as well. He's just a solid all around pitcher with no real strengths, no real weaknesses. Still a worthy choice. And done. Plus, Rocky River isn't terribly far from where I grew up as a child. All right, there's still some high quality offensive performance or offensive prospects even here in the fourth round. So I will happily look at these guys. Um. Okay, what is Chad Warden's biggest weakness? He's a shitty outfielder. However, he's got a great bat, and he's actually not a terrible pitcher either. Doesn't throw super hard, but I think Mr. Warden here is a fantastic value this late in the draft. Let's do it. I at least want to look at Mauricio Lares because I do want to make sure we address bullpen as well. Hard thrower, no many home runs, great fastball changeup. Let's nab him for 450 wing lags. Okay. Juan Navarro is a first baseman. That's the only. Oh, he's also expensive as shit. I have a lot of money. I don't know that I want to spend it on him. Craig Bookbinder. Okay, outfielder. Okay, offensive skills. I think this is fine. I think he's a perfectly fine choice. But I think I'd take Bobby Ote, who might also be able to pitch. Who's also a really good. He's also a college junior, so he's a little bit more polished. I think I'd like the idea of taking Bobby Ote. So we're gonna draft him up and give him what he deserves. Oh, I guess he doesn't want he doesn't want a bonus. He's cool with it. Hey, I'm down for that, man. You know. Let's look at batting potential and let's look at contact. Pete Allen is a really good hitter. But he's not that kind of hitter. Okay. Yeah, we want guys that are great at the BABIP. Not striking out is fine. I'm not opposed to that, but I really want someone who's good at that part of it. A guy like Chris Santabarbara, I like quite a lot. I don't know that he has a good position, but I'm willing to take an accomplished hitter like him and just see what he could accomplish. And I don't like to worry about my signing bonuses. We're just going to slide on in here and mail his check. Very nice. Was there between Jeff Calabro and Freddie Brown? Good question. Calabro is stupid. Freddie Brown is just not special. I will take not special over actually stupid. Alright. Then let's look at some pitching potential. Pals. I will happily draft a guy like Steve Herron and hope that he works on his movement. He doesn't throw very hard, which is another. No, he's also dumber than a post. Ugh. I'll take Zion McGlown instead. I think he's a much better choice. Plus, his nickname is the Silencer. That's a fantastic nickname. Really in favor of that. I need to watch these filters a lot more than I have been. I'll take Pat Taylor. Oh, let's switch back to batting potential. Do we have any big thumpers in the draft? I think Juliano Zambrano is the kind of guy that I could get behind. Let's make it happen. Um, yes to Ben Gable. And we're getting to the point in the draft where there's not a ton of. I'll take Chad Anthony. I'm literally just drafting people because they've got great offensive tools, and I don't really care what else they're bringing to the table. I'll absolutely give me Tim Davis 100 times out of 100. If Taylor Salazar could actually defend his position, I'd consider it. But for right now, I'm not that interested. Give me somebody with amazing movement. You know what, Tommy Hamilton? I think you can learn how to throw strikes. And you're so fucking big that you're gonna throw harder than this too. I like it. Push up related to legendary Guardians broadcaster and Hall of Famer now. Tom Hamilton, in which case I'm all about that. Who's left that is of interest? Brad Wilson. Wilson has power, but not much else. This late in the draft, there's no downside to taking somebody like that. I'd love a guy with really good fielding ratings. Let's take Joe Mama here and draft him. I'd rather teach a great defender how to hit than try to teach a great hitter how to defend. Um, that's just the way that we've been working things out as a team. So yeah, Marquis the Consigliere. Let's take a big old thumper here. And then just an excellent defender that is also a batter. Okay, there really aren't any. Uh, best stuff numbers. I don't care about anything else. No, I want pitchers now. Juan Medina, you're in. There you go. Done. What a draft. Yeah. I think we got some really nice pitching into the system now. And I know that they're going to take a while to be major league ready, but I'm still pretty happy that we've replenished our prospects. Um, yeah, that feels right. If Jarvis opts out, we're going to have to sign him, I think. Units to a short term contract, I think we have to sign him. I don't think there's a real way we can avoid doing it. He's too important to the team. And I don't have a great pitching setup in the high minors. I'm going to actually talk to Jarvis now and see if we can get him to sign a contract extension. Maybe just for 2 or 3 years. I don't know. Oh, it's already expired. Well, fuck you then. Maybe I did want Mike Annis. I didn't. But I might have. I might have considered it. All right, let's do a cheeky little conversation with Ernie Jarvis. What are we thinking here, Jarman? He wants less money, but I'm not going to give him that many years. I think that's very silly. For a guy as old as he is, I just don't think that's very sensible. But I would give him this contract in a heartbeat. He's a really good pitcher. He's not showing any serious signs of aging, and I have a way out if he does start aging. So yes, I think a 3-year deal for Mr. Jarvis to help guide the new rotation into the next generation is well deserved. I think he's earned it. Yeah. Obdulio Prescott. He's not terrible. Like he's a reasonably good reliever. But Eric Craig might actually be a really good infielder, so I think that's a pretty easy rejection there. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen, my friend. All right. Is there anybody we desperately want to trade at this point? Is anybody's contract expiring this season? They are not. Okay. So that particular concern is out the window. But I guess I would trade Jarvis if he didn't resign. But it is what it is. Okay. Um, hmm. I just don't see any really obvious choices here for somebody that is no longer of value to me. Honestly, a guy like Zapata is a bit of a luxury that we could potentially do without, but not so much that I'm gonna break up the vibes of the team just to satisfy him. Yeah, I don't think that's smart. I think we just roll with it. I genuinely don't like. I will definitely check to see what sort of offers might be available, but I genuinely don't think I would trade very much for what's the word I'm looking for? I don't think I genuinely don't think that I would be willing to trade very much for this season upgrade. A backup catcher is a kind of a silly thing to waste money on. No interest in Chris Arnett. Oh, because you're 34. Wait, what the fuck? Okay, that was super weird. I bet Juan Badillo the same way. There you go. Yeah, anyone who's super old is gonna look worse than he actually is. For some reason. Mm-mm. I just don't see it. I don't see a single person that interests me. Okay. Gabe Smucker is not a bad player. I certainly wouldn't object to having him on my team. I like Alejandro Ayala a fair bit. Juan Roca, I could give two shits about. So if you want to do this for just Roca and drop Ayala, I'm happy to make that a thing. I think David Puentes is fine, but he's not. We have other options here. I wasn't even done looking. I'd much rather trade Jake Simmons, actually. Let's do that. And then I want to see if I could snag another prospect or two from you, just for fun. What about David Yeski? Like that's I know that's got to be like a crazy person type deal, but okay. I had to ask. I had to ask. What about Josh Hubbard? No. That just infuriates you. That's fair. What about Alan Suskind? No. I think it's hilarious how you'll get to a certain player that's like, this is the greatest player that ever played Major League Baseball. How dare you, sir? I would happily take a guy like John Weatherid. That's not going to happen. Okay. How about Nate Larson? You know what? If you want Bernal, who I think is, that's kind of a wash. What if I just asked for Larson? Because Larson's a lot better than the other jerk. I feel like Bibles isn't a good enough deal unless I get the other guy too. What was his name? Elvis Cutter better have a cutter. I am appalled. Is it Chris Mertens? I mean, I'll take him too. That's not it. Who's the other guy they're wanting to trade? It wasn't Chalmers. Might have been Scott. No. Scott doesn't move the needle for you. That's fair. Oh, it was Alfredo Flores, I think. I think that was the guy we were talking about. I think this is a decent trade. Um, it's taking a position I have a lot of strong candidates at second base and helping with my starting pitching. So I think that's a smart trade. I feel pretty good about that one. Let's him till the next day. Is there anybody else that I want to try to trade? I don't think so. There we go, done. I think we're doing remarkably well this year, given that some of our very best players have been injured for most of it. Um, like Darren Heil is so fucking good, and the fact he hasn't been able to play this season for very much is kind of sad, but also reassuring that we've got a really good pipeline that's producing high quality offensive performers for certain. Sergio Correa was best pitcher of the month. You'd love to see it. Love to see. Oh, Gabe Smucker was the name of the kid. Yeah, I don't really care about him. Looking good, looking good. Mm. I feel like third base is a possible place we could upgrade. I just feel like for whatever reason, he's never met anywhere near his actual skill level. And I think, given that he's getting hit high in the lineup for whatever stupid reason he is, I think that's a problem. I think that's probably something to think about in the offseason, is thinking about upgrading a third base. And we have re-signed Ernie Jarvis, which is beautiful. And you'll notice that automatically removed the player option for next season. So he's going to stick around, which is, I think, really good. Um, I think Ernie Jarvis has a great chance of making the Hall of Fame. I truly believe that to be the case. Um, Especially given his postseason accolades. I know he doesn't have the in-season awards necessarily. Losing Carmona for 4 weeks is not a good thing. Do I have any reasonably decent starting pitcher? I have Luis Murillo. You know what? I literally cannot. Oh, really? Okay. Who's the shittiest player on this roster? You know what, Kevin Mercer? I wish you well if you find another team, but I need Murillo to be ready. Oh no, actually, I could just call up Valian. We'll do that. How long is Burkett out? He's out for 4 weeks. Honestly, if Carmona can recover, can use this time to recover, and so will be ready for the postseason, I'm fine with that. Um, like as nice as it would be to have him during the regular season, I think like shutting him down a little bit is probably going to benefit us in the long run. And as I predicted, Kevin Mercer easily sailed through the waiver process. He's not terribly special anymore. I go to Darren Heil like miraculously healing to be ready to play second base for us. I could promote Caballero. I could do that. But I don't think it's time for that yet. What I want to, I'm like the only thing we're playing for this point in the season is clinching a first round bye. I think we've already accomplished that. I don't think there's too much else for us left to play. Too much left for us to play for is what I was trying to say very badly. Okay. Where rosters are expanding. How much more time is actually in the regular season? Just a couple of weeks. I don't think there's any real point to calling anybody up unless they're super close to the big leagues and we just want to see them perform a little bit. Eh. Where did you come from, Juan Corral? You're like a no joke, really good relief pitcher that just came out of nowhere. I would like to place you on my roster and call you up and let you get some innings here. I think Einberger, Grigo, and Caballero can also be promoted. I don't think that's good enough for now. Yeah, I feel good about that. I could let Caballero play in the majors for a little bit. That wouldn't hurt anything, so we'll do that too. Maybe Caballero will use these couple weeks and be like, oh, I'm amazing. And then we can do some cool stuff there. I don't know, man. I don't know. Hmm. Berneri hit 3 home runs. That's a good number of home runs to hit, I have to say. This actually is kind of a bummer I think Ivanic has been a top tier relief pitcher for us, and missing him for the postseason really sucks. But it is what it is. This then lets me call up someone like Pluvios and give him some reps in the deal here. I won the AL East, which is nice. I think we could definitely use the time off to really hone in on recovery. I really don't want Phil Sullivan starting. I think he's better suited to being a reliever, but I'm not going to argue too heavily. We're winning the really close games, which I think bodes well for our future in the postseason potentially. We're winning the games that we should win, but we're also winning the really tight games. And I think a good record in one-run games is always a super beneficial piece to a team's success. Juan Alanis, I remember you. I don't remember you. Wait, why did I get flagged about this? Oh, because that happened against San Antonio. That's why. That's why. Poor Joe Brook. 112 wins feels pretty good. I'm pretty positive about that. All right, who are we leaving off the postseason roster? I am not leaving Jeff Schumo off the roster for Tommy Einberger. You're fucking delusional. This MF at 32 home runs. You think I'm gonna leave him off the roster? Don't be stupid. I want to keep Galindo. Wait, what did you do? Oh, you kept Caballero. Why the fuck would you do that? No, give me Galindo, please. I want 5 outfielders, damn it. I demand all of the outfielders I could ever want. And hey, we have evolved past the need to randomly keep Sergio Carrillo off the postseason roster, so I am in favor of that. Okay, let's enjoy our well-deserved break from the first round of the postseason. Let's just chill out. Okay, we're facing Cleveland in the proper first round. I could literally sign Jesus Montez if I wanted. You know what? He's not a bad pitcher. Oh, how much would it cost me? On 280 grand? Done. Oh, no, no, no. It hasn't rolled over yet. So I cannot do that legally. Ooh, a tight game. Well done by Couples there. Yeah, I can't do that. Sorry, mate. My AAA manager decided to retire. So let's deal with that. Bobby Seymour, you get promoted. Ben Fritz isn't an amazing manager. Santo de Jesus seems like he's way better, so we're gonna promote him. He's also younger, which isn't nothing. And then Chris Herman, you can not be promoted. Oh, because the other one. No, you can be promoted. Absolutely, you can. And then I guess in a Riz, I needed a high A manager. I just fucked off for that requirement because I ain't very smart. Always gonna go for development. Always, always, always. You want to give me Michael Perez? I will take Michael Perez. I think he would be a fine addition to our team. Done. All right. Wow, Ernie Jarvis struggled a bit. That is really disappointing, actually. Well, how bad was Jarvis in that game? Jarvis was fine. Michael Boardman completely melted, so don't do that next time, my friend. Nice work, Juan Carmona. Love to see it. Oof. Super tight game. Super duper tight. Damn. It is literally anybody's series. If Creo has an outstanding game better than his game one, then we're gonna be great. If he doesn't, then we're not. Chris Foster's gonna retire. Okay. Well, that's his prerogative. If only I could retire. If I was retired and I could afford it, bros, I would do so fucking many videos. You have no idea. I close my eyes. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Damn it. Every game was super tight. Um, every game was 3 runs or less. The bullpen just melted down. Carrillo pitched fine. But when you bring in the closer and he's just like, oh yeah, I'm just going to go up 4 runs off of 4 home runs. What the fuck, bro? That's not on. 4 hits, 4 home runs. You literally just had to not do that. Oh my god. Damn, son. We could have sailed into the ALCS, and yet you just decided, what if I gave up 4 home runs on 4 hits just for the fun of it? Disappointing. Yeah, I'm not going to bother putting him on the IL because we're about to hit the all season anyway, but damn. I'm not that upset about it. I'm upset at Roca for just completely shitting the bed, but I'm not that upset about it. We had a fantastic season. We didn't have our best players available for most of it, so I'm reasonably pleased with how we performed. I'm certainly not going to complain too much. It just makes me a little bit down that we could have been so much more, and then our alleged closer decided that home runs were a good thing to start surrendering. The Twins and the Braves, it's 1991 all over again. Oh, we got Darren Heil back. Oh, right, I have to make room for him on the 40-man, don't I? Yes, I do. Jeff Gray, my dude, I'm gonna have to waive you. Because under no circumstance would Darren Heil ever not be on this roster. Put him on the damn Major League roster. Don't be stupid, game. Don't be El Stupido. I genuinely just care to see who wins the World Series. That's all I'm at right now. And Zach Kish easily sailed through, which is fine. And there we go, friends. The Twins are your 2044 World Series champions. They had tough hoeing, but they performed exceptionally well. I'm proud of them. Oh no, the Twins actually had a bye. No, they didn't. Yeah, they played in the wild card series. I'm an OOTP genius. That was never in doubt. I mean, John Vandergreen was a pretty good pitcher this season. And for basically like a buck 50, I will happily keep him around. Who did we lose? Our manager retired, as did our pitching coach and Triple S. So that's gonna be a big moment. Where for the first time in a long time, we're gonna hire a new manager, which is very fascinating to me. Yeah. I mean, look, Scott Hueen has been an exceptional bench coach. I mean, other than taking a really young kid like Bobby Seymour and promoting him, I don't know what the other answer might be. But we can worry about that next episode, I think. Yeah. Yeah. How'd the season go? Who were our big contributors? Mitch Couples was an MVP candidate last season. He wasn't quite as good, but still the best player on the team. Mostly because his offense went from good, from otherworldly to just good. He's still an excellent shortstop, and I'm glad that we have him. Steve Pratt just had an amazing season. This is probably the best he could ever do. Fantastic top tier offensive performance, a really good center fielder as well. Great stuff. Juan Gaviret, he got his big contract and he earned it this season, playing quite well. I don't know why Jeff Schumo kept getting benched, but hey, he had a great season. A really special season, and I think it's going to be in consideration for Rookie of the Year, unless Andy Gillens beats him. Andy Gillens also had a fantastic season. We had a lot of young players really pushing the envelope when the veterans weren't where they needed to be. Darren Heil is completely insane. I'm just going to throw that out there. This guy played less than half the season and was still one of the best players on the team. Mike Bennett is probably overpaid. Given what he brings to the club, though, I don't mind it, but he's probably overpaid. Um, Ariola is really becoming troublesome to me. Um, but not Sergio Zapata. Um, the main can still play. He can still play at a fairly high level. Is he ever going to get to 500 homers? Highly doubt it. I mean, he just turned in 5 home runs, and he only played 90 some. Only played 100 games. The bench was on fire. Glinda was great. Boucher was great. Bomers was great. Yeah, we got some really good performances from most of our bench guys, which helped us out quite a bit as well. Pitching, who are my boys this season? Jarvis and Creo both had great seasons. Carmona was very good too. Vega, Sullivan all pitched well. Um, this is a gigantic problem for me. A gigantic problem. And while I know he's a fantastic pitcher, the fact he just gave up 12 home runs in 60 some innings is awful. He also walks way too many people. He's also super young, so he might get better, but this is something we might want to address in the offseason. Maybe try to find ourselves a new closer. However, this payroll is going to be very tight. Part of it looks worse than it is because of arbitration. Once this gets settled out, we'll have some better decisions, better opportunities, but yeah, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. But super proud of the team. Super duper proud of them. I think they all did really, really well. And that we had an issue in the postseason is what it is. It's the postseason, anything can happen. We're fine. We're fine. Until next time, my friends, this has been Guardian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you good day.